What's up guys, it's Mr. Make It Happen and I'm back in the cozy kitchen and today I'm making creamy garlic salmon pasta. Let's make it happen. Alright, so obviously for a salmon pasta we need some salmon. Here we have some Atlantic salmon. These are about 4.5 ounces per fillet. Skin removed, you can leave the skin on if that's your thing. We're going down with some pancetta. If you can't find that, you can use thick cut bacon. If you don't eat pork, you can leave it out completely. We've got an onion. We got our cream. We need heavy cream, half and half. Obviously a little butter, some spinach, whatever pasta noodles that you like. I like fettuccine for this recipe, but if you like penne, that'll work as well. Parmesan cheese, and of course we need some garlic and our truffle oil. All right guys, so we're gonna go ahead and season the salmon now. I'm going down with salt first. I like to season the presentation side last. That way it's a nice even coat, gives you even color, and it's gonna look good on the plate. So I'm gonna hit this with a little kosher salt just to get the party started. Then we're gonna add some all-purpose seasoning. Old Bay will work, Tony's Creole seasoning, whatever you got at home that you like. For me, I'm using my lemon bay seasoning, which is like a lemon pepper Cajun seasoning basically. But again, use whatever you got at home that you like on your salmon. All right, so our skillet's nice and hot. We're gonna add about a tablespoon or so of avocado oil. Has a high smoke point, great for high heat cooking. Make sure the skillet is evenly coated in that. Once it is, we're going down with our salmon. Presentation side down first. And just give it a little bit of time. A small salmon fillet like this isn't gonna take too long to cook. What we're looking for is a nice color. We're gonna flip it over and then we're gonna finish it in the oven and then cook our sauce in the same skillet to absorb all that flavor. No flavor left behind. All right, so after about 2 minutes per side, we're gonna go ahead and flip this over with a nice, beautiful color like you see right there. And then we're gonna baste this in some butter because butter makes everything better. A couple tablespoons of butter. All right, so we got a couple tablespoons of butter in there. We're gonna take a spoon and just baste each salmon fillet. Make sure you love all your kids equally. Hit them all with some butter. Salmon's naturally already kind of fatty and buttery, but we're making a cream sauce pasta, so you might as well bring out all the stops. Plus, we're gonna need that butter to start our sauce. We're getting flavor from the salmon. That's gonna kick the party off with that. So once we have the color that we're looking for, we're gonna remove the salmon, place it on a wire rack or anything that's oven safe. We'll let them finish up in the oven while we start on our sauce. All right guys, so now I'm going in with some pancetta. I just like the flavor of it. It's gonna add, a little bit of saltiness to the situation. Bacon will do the same thing. Pancetta is kind of like bacon's cousin. So we're going in with about 4 to 5 ounces of pancetta. We'll let that cook down, let it crisp up, release all of that fat and flavor in there. That's gonna be the foundation of flavor for the pasta sauce. All right, so once the pancetta is nice and crispy, we're going in with our onion. We got 1 finely diced onion we're gonna add to the party. Immediately, the house is gonna be smelling amazing. Bacon fat or pancetta fat plus onion and garlic. We're gonna have people coming from downstairs asking what's going on. So we're gonna sweat that down. Once the onion gets a head start, about a minute or two, we're gonna add in the garlic, and then we'll add in the spinach for health. All right, next up comes the garlic. You wanna add the garlic a little bit later because garlic has a tendency to burn. We want that good garlic flavor. We don't want it to start to get bitter on us. So we're gonna add it towards the end, allow that a couple minutes to kind of saute. We've got our heat on medium-low at this point. The pancetta is crispy, the onions are tender, and the garlic is fragrant. All right, so at this point, we're gonna go ahead and add in the spinach. You can add broccoli, broccolini, any kind of vegetable that you want to this dish. I like spinach because it's easy, cooks down nicely, works its way into the pasta perfectly, in my opinion. So we're going in with about 8 ounces or so, 8 to 10 ounces of spinach. We'll let that cook down. That's not gonna take long, just kind of fold it in. The heat will start to shrink it. A little bit of moisture will come out of the spinach. We'll increase the heat to cook that off. And then we'll start on our cream sauce. All right, so once the spinach is cooked down, we got all our veggies in there with that pancetta. The flavors are building. Now it's time to go ahead and add in 1 pint of heavy cream. I'm gonna bring that up to a simmer. Then we add in some half and half. You can add all heavy cream if you want. That's something you gotta take up with your doctor though. We're gonna try to thin it out just a little bit with some half and half. Add plenty of Parmesan cheese, season it to taste, toss it in the pasta, and plate it with that salmon. All right, so what you want to do is bring this up to a simmer, allow that heavy cream to kind of reduce and thicken up a little bit. The flavors will start to concentrate as well, and then we'll start to add in our Parmesan. So we're gonna kill the heat or turn it down to low, start adding in our Parmesan cheese, freshly grated, or you can get it from the store like this. Give that a mix. You wanna do this over medium heat. That way the cheese doesn't start to separate, then it'll get kind of oily on you. You don't want that. So just kind of let that residual heat melt that cheese, and then we'll taste for seasoning and adjust as needed. All right, so we're gonna add a little acid to this just to cut through some of the fat. It's very creamy, cheesy, so you wanna have a little acid to kind of brighten things up. For that, we're gonna use a lemon. Hold the seeds, please. Let's go in with the juice of 1 lemon straight into the sauce. It's gonna brighten up the flavor profile a bit. There we go. All right, so now that we have the consistency that we're looking for, we're gonna add the additional flavor that you think it needs. You wanna taste as you go, adjust the flavor to your preference. You can spice it up with some red pepper flakes, cayenne pepper. Today I'm going in with my lemon-based seasoning, but you use a Cajun seasoning for this as well. And then at the very end, we're gonna hit it with the truffle oil to brighten everything up and give it that truffle flavor. If you got some fresh truffles and you're lucky enough to find them locally, you can use that as well. Or a good infused truffle oil will get the job done as well. All right, so once your pasta's plated up, I'm gonna top it with this beautiful salmon fillet, nestle it right on top, and then we're gonna garnish it with some freshly grated Parmesan cheese and a little fresh chopped parsley. A little sprinkle of lemon bay for a good measure.
Look, man, when you got chirps on top of chirps, it's a beautiful thing. Yeah, just pasta without the salmon, crazy. I'm gonna hit the combo. Yeah, that little pancetta is crazy. It's like creamy, but not too creamy.
The lemon helps the cream sauce.
That goes crazy. That's a powerful dish right there. That's fucked up how good that is.